What's up, guys? Go back to review and with Doctor Doom, the most famous villain in the Marvel universe, is yet to make its official debut in the MCU, and he's possibly rumored to be showing up in upcoming MCU projects. Well, recently, Doctor Doom project in the MCU may have been confirmed, sooner rather than later, coming from a source named Howard Stern, who has his own radio show that kind of spelled everything about his involvement about a Doctor Doom project coming to the MCU sooner rather than later. So in this video, I'm gonna go over everything what Howard Stern said in an interview about what he said about a Doctor Doom project being confirmed or maybe on the way sooner rather than later, and go over what this means for the future of the MCU as well. And on top of that, I want to give you guys my final predictions for Stranger Things 4 Volume 2, since that is releasing on Netflix tomorrow, and I want to give you guys my final thoughts and predictions as we head into the final 2 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4. But if you're new here and don't this, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss videos like this in the future. So, let's get to it. And now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video with Howard Stern, he has his own radio show on Sirius XM, and they cut to commercial, but they accidentally let their mics on. And with Howard Stern, he spoiled everything about him being involved in a Doctor Doom a project coming to, or reportedly coming to the MCU. And now, in a conversation that I had with someone about him being involved, and now I can't wait the audio here in this video because it'll get copyrighted and there's a lot of cursing, but I will describe to you of what he said. And so I asked him what he's doing this summer, and how we're starting to say that he's going to be doing a Doctor Doom, and that he's going over the script with Kevin Feige, and then he name drops Robert Downey Jr. as he was calling him about acting tips and stuff like that. And now with them saying that it's going to do Doctor Doom, that doesn't necessarily mean that Howard Stern is going to be a Doctor Doom, Marvel's most famous villains, because I think it's going to be involved just by playing himself and possibly interviewing a Doctor Doom. And now with a Doctor Doom MCU project maybe coming sooner rather than later, coming from Howard Stern himself. And now with the Doctor Doom is one of the most famous Marvel villains of all time, and he's yet to make his MCU debut. And now with the Doctor Doom in the comics, he's a genius in science and technology. He has one of the Doom bots, and that looks exactly like the real Doctor Doom. And so maybe what Howard Stern is saying about him being involved in Doctor Doom is that he maybe interviewing one of the Doom bots, maybe telling them about Victor's life and what happened in Doctor Doom's life, and also that is also happened in the comics too, where a journalist was interviewing a Doom bot about what happened in Doctor Doom's life, and now with all this, and plus his abilities include superhuman strength and durability and hand-to-hand combat, and that he was also involved in the House of M's storyline as well. And now with Howard Stern, confirming that a certain a Doctor Doom MCU project maybe on the way. I mean, Howard Stern isn't going to be exactly playing a Doctor Doom. I think he's just going to be involved in this, and I think maybe he's possibly going to be playing himself, interviewing Doctor Doom, possibly on a radio show, talking about a Victor Von Doom's life. And plus possibly involving the Fantastic Four as well, since that is coming to the MCU as well. And plus this isn't officially confirmed until we have an official announcement from Disney and Marvel Studios, probably at San Diego Comic-Con or at D23, when we have an official announcement about Doctor Doom MCU project coming to the MCU. debut as well. See, I can't wait for Doctor Doom to be making its official MCU debut. And now moving on to Stranger Things 4 of Volume 2, since that is releasing on Netflix tomorrow. So I want to give you guys my final thoughts and predictions as we head into the final 2 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4. And plus, I love the Volume 1 of Stranger Things Season 4. I thought it had more darker and more horror tones, and like a lot more action as well. With the Duffer brothers, the creators behind the show, they've really been like teasing what we expect in the final 2 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4, and then they've been teasing that there'll be a body count, and like there'll be like a lot of stuff going on, especially like for the fact that in the trailers for Volume 2, is that like everyone is going to be going to war in these final 2 episodes, and like Hawkins is in danger, and everyone is pretty much like going to lose in these final 2 episodes as we're heading into the finale of Stranger Things Season 4, especially when it's final 2 episodes, and how this season will come to an end, and how it will affect the Season 5, which will be the final season. And on top of all this, I'm very excited for Doctor Doom to be making his official debut in the MCU and having his own solo project. But once await an official announcement by Disney and Marvel Studios themselves, and I can't wait to see how Season 4 of Stranger Things comes to an end, and how it will affect the final season as well. So that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and what are your thoughts on a Doctor Doom MCU project coming sooner rather than later from Howard Stern himself, and how excited are you guys for Stranger Things 4 of Volume 2 releasing its final 2 episodes tomorrow? I plan to have my spoiler review up on the channel that day. Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe and the notification button for future videos, and you can follow my Instagram and Twitter for live updates. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.